All right. Game
Nice.
2 of 00Buddies on the purple team and Shiroharu on the blue team.
Alright, so no one's connected yet. There we go.
There we go.
First
All right.
ban comes through, Lulu. Dan, what was Ban's last game? I didn't look.
Not Lulu.
Not Lulu? Alright. Kazakh's next last one. Was he banned last time?
I believe so, yes.
I believe he was banned. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure he would be picked, especially in these two teams. Nidalee banned. They didn't
Nidalee,
like.
we've seen lots of Nidalee and Jace bans this tournament.
Yeah, bans and plays. Mostly because of the plays, I feel like they draw out the bans more. Like, play.
Evelyn, they did not like that Evelyn last game. She was completely disrupting their team. Did a very good job at it.
With your drink.
What does my drink say then?
I don't know. It's just a mic. Doesn't have a mic here.
And they're banning Thresh, right? It's interesting.
Yeah, that Thresh was very good last game. Lots of really good engages.
Now, if Shiroharu wins this game, they will be 2-0, and they will get first place in the tournament. The winner of this round will get first. The loser still gets second. So this is the final round of the tournament. Now it is best of 3.
Final round, possibly the last game.
Possibly the last game.
Ziggs coming out, another first pick. This time it'll be for Shiroharu. Last time Ziggs was played on 00Buddies. I guess they really felt like that Ziggs was strong last time. They didn't want to give it up. I will kick you out.
Okay.
You're gonna lay there and make fun of me. I don't need to be here.
So the face man.
There's an Ez coming out. I really like Ez. He's not exactly the strongest ADC right now, but he's always up there. Never exactly a bad one.
Again, 00Buddies does seem to play high mobility champions quite often. And Ezreal is a very high mobility ADC.
It's surprisingly, Gragas is actually high mobility as well with his belly flop.
Yeah, the cooldowns on his body slam are very low.
Even lower if you actually hit people with it. Now, I don't actually believe this is going to be a Vel'Koz because they've already picked Ziggs, so unless they're going for some very odd things. But wait, isn't Shiroharu the team that did essentially the 100% team fight game on Saturday?
Yeah.
And that was in their second one. So it looks like they're just going to try and do the same thing. Take the first game and just attempt to sweep this one away.
Vel'Koz
and I guess
is the new champion out right now. So we haven't seen much of him. I believe this is the first time he's been played in this tournament. I have, however, seen a few Vel'Koz supports. Due to his high base damage, he has low scaling, so he doesn't need much gold to do his potential damage.
One team in the LCS attempted to play a Vel'Koz support. Needless to say, it didn't go well.
It's certainly an interesting pick.
But Jarvan already matches up very well with both of these champs. If Jarvan gets a good ultimate, both these champs can do that. And Shiroharu does seem... I wouldn't be surprised if we see another just 100% team fight team come out of them like they did last time. Because it seems like they won this one. They'll throw this gambit at them. And then if they lose this game, they can always come back strong again with a more in the meta thing. With a more in the meta strategy next game.
Now, playing into Shiroharu, 00Buddies does seem to be playing a lot of disengage. With Janna and Gragas, those two ultimates together could be used in a variety of ways to disengage. If Jarvan's trying to engage or anybody else on their team, I think they realize that Shiroharu does seem to play a lot of all-in team fight champs.
Yes, that's true. One thing is unfortunate. Even if Jarvan does ult in on you, and let's say Gragas or Janna blows him away, that ring is still up. So unless you have some sort of escape from that, you're really not getting out of it. Here we may see that very strong Varus come back that we've been seeing the past couple times.
He had a very strong Varus, and again with the team fights, Varus had a very strong ult.
Aatrox coming in, not quite as much AoE, not quite as much, not quite as strong in the ults, but just a very solid mid lane.
All right, hold on. I've been informed by the team captain of 00Buddies. Jarvan was a proxy pick. It was actually a Vi.
I don't understand that term.
A proxy pick, because this is a tournament, and generally tournaments you can play any champion, okay, and everyone gets to own all champions. However, without official Riot codes, you cannot play official tournament draft. Although this is a tournament draft game. Anyways, so since not everyone owns everyone, what you can do is you can use proxy picks. And what this means is, say you want to pick Vi so that the other team can't pick Vi and trade it, but you don't own Vi, you'll pick another champ and call it as a proxy pick, and you have to tell the other team, then you'll get back into game, and you'll see that they're just banning random champions, although they banned Shyvana.
That's most likely why we're jumping this time.
They can't quite seem to get it right, but they're just getting back in, and they're picking the same champions they had, except for...
being very careful not to ban that Aatrox, even though he's the first.
Yes. But this time they get to go through and just pick the champions they had. Not those champions. The champion you had, yes, that one. No, not those.
No,
unless
Draven was what he was going for, they still had a pick.
They had an Ezreal.
Pardon me, that is true.
There's the Vi.
Oh. There's just a... Hey, Wukong.
Wukong.
Was that their last pick?
Now, Wukong is interesting against the all-in team fight, although they do have lots of disengage. Wukong's ult's more of an engage than a disengage. Although he is a very strong jungler in this current meta.
Yes, very strong. Very strong jungler. Now, you gotta remember, even though Janna is the queen of disengaging, played correctly, her disrupts and her ultimate, moving people around, if you position yourself right, can be very strong. Because you can pretty much blow the rest of the team away while singling out one person if they position it incorrectly. You could throw one person to the back of your line, throw the rest of their team away, and while you're healing up your team.
There's a lot of outplay potential coming in from 00Buddies. Again, with the high mobility champions, they don't quite seem to have the high mobility champions that I usually see from them. But they do have a lot of champions with engage and disengage that they can quickly turn fights that are bad for them to their advantage.
I don't know, Dan. Pretty much everyone in here is very high mobility. Even Janna, where she's not mobility in the way we normally think about it, but building AP literally gives her movement speed.
And now we have the 3-minute wait. A word from our
Yes.
sponsor, Brandon, who is not here.
Damn it, Brandon.
Actually, I could bring him here.
Move him in.
He's muted.
User was moved to your channel.
Brandon, you're doing our sponsors.
I think he said no.
User was moved out of your channel.
When did he say no?
He was muted. He stayed muted.
No.
Oh my. This will be interesting.
Dan, I'm gonna miss the first little bit of this game. I'm gonna talk to my parents. Okay.
Not a problem. Ugh. Still waiting. I have to see who all is watching. I believe Andy's still here. A. Cole. Vinsoso's in here. I'm pretty sure he has muted. So Varys is watching. Don't think he's gonna get much out of that, being that it is on the 3-minute delay. But at least he's showing his support. Adding another viewer to our viewer count. Alright, so here we go. They're now 3 minutes into the game. 3-minute delay. We're just getting into the loading screen. See what all is going on here. Now, I didn't mention this before. I noticed that their Ziggs is going with barrier. It's been more and more often that mid laners are going with barrier. I think it's interesting. It creates a lot of outplaying potential where you can bait people into fights that they think they can win, but you pop your barrier and suddenly you're up 200, 300 health, and you can end up winning the fights with that. It's not any more standard for just ADCs. As we're getting into the game here, let's check out what their starting items are. Around, lane, jungle, mid lane, ADC, and support. Alright, so everything's fairly usual. AD champions getting their Doran's blades, junglers getting their machetes. Mid lanes with their Doran's rings. Everything seems to be fairly even matched up, except for Ezreal having some problems. Nope, there he is. Ezreal goes for a sword and pots, which is a little interesting. um.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
having some more technical difficulties, as always. Anyways, as we continue, both supports usually have the biggest difference in starting items. Both supports went with their Spell Thief's Edge, going for lots of harass in those lanes. That was expected from the Vel'Koz. A little bit interesting for Janna. I would have thought, normally on Janna, I would go with the Ancient Coin, especially with her mobility, her movement speed. The Talisman's very good for the teamfight potentials, engages and disengages. But we'll see how it plays out. Again, nothing going on early. Both teams playing fairly defensive, just watching their jungles. There's a fight going down bottom. Ezreal's taking lots of damage. Walked right into that trap. They're going to get pushed out of lane here as they knock them back. Wukong's coming down to help. Getting lots of damage off on Varus. His barrier goes down. Waiting for his E to come back up. Getting vision on Varus. Jumping on the Vel'Koz. The flash goes down for first blood for Wukong. Varus' flashes out of that.
Now, unfortunately, that is the major problem with Vel'Koz support. Even though he does put out a lot of damage and he's a very poke-heavy support, relatively no CC to his name. Especially if you get him in that level 1, where if he took his geometry, really next to nothing.
Yep.
Because he just has a short slow.
Now, although 00Buddies did lay down the trap for them, they were waiting in that bush for them to come through jungle. With Wukong's quick thinking and communication, he was able to come down and help and lay down a lot of damage to them, gaining that first blood and turning the fight from the 2v2 with the advantage of Shiroharu. Sorry, they switched sides on me here. Turning in the favor of 00Buddies.
Ooh, Vi going in. Vi's down.
Alright.
No, that was not Vi. That was Shyvana.
Not Vi. Shyvana went down.
Now, something that Shyvana, I don't really know if she was thinking about this, but she was getting really low as well. I don't know if she was, but so was Aatrox, although Aatrox has a very lot of natural sustain. I was thinking it was a possibility that she just, she thought that she was trading damage equally, even though he can very easily get all that health back.
00Buddies bot lane is pushing up fairly quickly there. I expect a gank from Vi coming down there soon after she finishes off her red buff. There's lots of harass coming out from this Vel'Koz using his geometry. Not even sure if I know the name of that ability. Pretty sure it's just called geometry.
Plasma Fission.
Plasma Fission. Not quite as exciting as geometry.
Yeah, it's
we
certainly
all know
dumb.
we love our math skills.
It's the geometry beam. It's that simple.
Going back to math class, everybody knows that the hypotenuse of a right triangle is longer than the leg, so you can increase the range of your abilities,
Oh my god,
right?
Dave, shut up.
Thank you. Anyways, not a whole lot going down. Trading going on as usual. Vi is going through the jungle. I believe she's...
Vi really doesn't have any very strong ganks before level 6, so it seems like she's trying to power farm as best she can.
Yeah.
She's getting those levels as quickly as possible.
Wukong does seem to be mirroring the same thing that Vi is doing. They both tend to just power farm until they hit 6. Especially Wukong, his ganks become very powerful once he hits his ult. Going down bot, landed on both of them. Lots of damage going on up top in those trades. No one really wants to go into a fight though.
Again, Shyvana getting rather low, popping another potion. I believe she came back with quite a lot of those things. I don't know if she's really respecting the sustain on Aatrox as much as she should, trading a lot more damage.
She does have lots of damage to trade with him. They do seem to be trading even. but with Aatrox's sustain, he'll be able to stay in lane much longer than her. And eventually she'll just be too low to continue trading.
Wukong's coming in for a gank on Aatrox, though. Now, Aatrox still has his passive, so that's something they really got to remember. Possible. I don't really know if they have a lot of kill potential here. He also has his ult.
Wukong's going in. Aatrox just jumping out.
That was a whole lot of damage put onto Aatrox, though, with only 2 abilities.
Vi's coming up top now. Wukong brought on some attention. Lots of damage going down mid. Zig's flash goes down. Gragas isn't going to pick up the kill on that one, though.
Unfortunately, Gragas also flashed for that.
Wukong's getting lots of damage on Aatrox up top. Aatrox is going in. His sustain's keeping him alive. His passive goes down. Wukong gets out just barely. Shyvana comes in, trying to finish him off. Throws down the ignite. And that'll be enough to finish off Aatrox. That's a kill for 00Buddies. Something to notice here. Vi did hit level 6, so her ganks will be a lot more stronger now.
I'm just gonna assume you knew what you said there and leave it at that. I hope you're adequately disappointed with yourself.
Why?
You said more stronger now.
Oh. Such grammar, much wow. Yes, indeed.
Now, even though we were kind of cracking on Vel'Koz's support a little bit, him and Varus are both laying down the poke very thick on the bot lane, making them back twice now, pushing up hard on their turret. It doesn't seem as though they want to actually take it, though. They're just going to let their minions do it.
This is a very strong poke lane. It appears they are grouping down for Dragon. Vi's also coming down, trying to gain vision on it. Going over the ward.
Successfully gaining vision. Now, nobody on their red team, 00Buddies, has a red sweeper yet. So that ward is going to stay there unless they wait for the time to run out. Or someone buys a pink ward.
Looking at the CS, it does seem to be fairly even between the teams. However, you can see the differences between mid lane and bot through the ADCs. There does seem to be about a 10 CS difference between the two.
Fight going down bot.
Balancing out between the teams. There's a fight going down bot. The barrier's going off. Lots of damage going down on Varus. Varus goes down, chasing down Vel'Koz. He's going low.
Ez should easily pick this one up. There he is. Another bread team double kill.
Shyvana's putting lots of damage on Aatrox. Ulting in on him, but the flash goes down.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Bot turret goes down for 00Buddies. Now, although 00Buddies was confident going into the last game, and they did end up losing their first one, it appears that they've stepped up their game, and they're taking this one a little bit more seriously, knowing that they're under pressure now.
Although we have not gotten into this this team fighting phase, which we said
The team comp does favor Shiroharu in the team comp, in the
Yes.
team fights.
Several very good team fighting teams in there.
The ult's going off by Aatrox. Vi's coming up for the gank. Going very low. Aatrox's passive saves him. That's a kill for Shiroharu. Wukong and Gragas up there. Wukong's going to try to bait him in. Vi's just not going to take it.
Yes. Now, Vi didn't know that there was Gragas there. At least she shouldn't have. There was no awards to show that he was up there, unless Ziggs had alerted her that he was no longer in the lane. I believe that was just her and communication between her and Aatrox saying, hey, we really shouldn't fight this, even though we could probably kill him. We don't know what's there.
It's true. Wukong was at full health, and there was a lot of unknowns there. The ult's going down on Ezreal. That is a lot of lockdown and damage between Varus and Vel'Koz.
Vel'Koz does pick that one up. Maybe not the best going with the sword as opposed to the ADC, but you know what? With these two, either I feel like is really good. Just excellent backing animations on that Arctic Varus. Just want to admire it every time it happens.
Yes. I always admire the new skins and the new champions that are coming out. Riot is continuing to increase the detail they put into these skins. It appears that 00Buddies is going for Dragon. It's not going to be contested.
Another Dragon, I believe. I believe this is the second one, am I correct?
The first one. They were at Dragon before, but they didn't quite get it. Because Shiroharu did come down to ward it, and they backed off.
Oh, gonna be here.
Here's they're looking for a fight, but no one sees an opening yet. They're going in on Vel'Koz. The flash goes down. Gragas ults to kill Vel'Koz. Ziggs ult comes in to pick up a kill on Wukong. Vi's coming in. Disrupted by Janna.
There's the heal coming in.
It was a good disengage by Janna there. After picking up the kill, they wanted to get out of the fight in the opposing team's jungle.
Yeah, even though they had it very well warded, if you look at this, they threw down several wards and several trinkets throughout the entire fight, which we talked about last game. Very important to remember.
Mm-hmm. There's a gank going up top from Vi. Not a whole lot of damage going off on Shyvana, able to run away with that burnout.
Rest of the red team rotating up, though.
Here's that they're poking into the enemy's jungle here on blue buff.
Yeah, they're really grouping up. They really want to fight.
They're trying to catch somebody out. They have lots of vision on here. Vel'Koz is getting some poke down.
Yeah, they are
being... displaces him. Shyvana comes in.
I was about to say, they are being flanked by Ziggs, but Ziggs is not the best at flanking. They can easily, if Ziggs had come in too close, they could easily have turned on him and taken him out very quickly.
Now, while they're down here, Ez has to back because there is pressure from Varus bot lane pushing down the inner tower. They did get the outer top tower from that, but they're going to have to back out. Varus can't quite get the inner tower, but he did put down lots of damage on it. Wukong's ulting in on Ziggs and Vi. Ziggs knocking him away, Vi ulting it back in. Putting down lots of damage. It's a double kill for 00Buddies. Diving in behind turrets. taking down the mid turret.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
What?
Here's 00Buddies is going to back out. They did push 2 turrets down.
That is a lot of turrets down.
Yes, it is. And with that, 00Buddies now has a gold advantage over Shiroharu. They're 5,000 gold ahead. That's a pretty good difference between the two.
That's a very solid gold lead.
There's
And
a
the pause
pause.
comes in. Again, it wouldn't be a nomination game without an excruciatingly long pause right in the middle of the game.
Technical difficulties as always. Some biological problems on the 00Buddies team.
Nature's calling, and there's only one thing to answer it. Why do you ruin my bed every time you're
I
over?
ruin it every time. You can make your bed. At least I'm changing it up a little bit.
I like my bed not made. I'd prefer it not to be covered in your feet.
Awesome.
And if you listen carefully, you can hear the wild callings of the angry
I
couple.
just like make it. Anything my feet
Shut
are
up, Dan.
nowhere near as bad.
No, I can still hear you, right?
Good. I don't have to repeat myself.
I can barely hear her, so I don't
Good.
hear everything she says if I'm listening.
Good. Oh, and Rack.
Yeah, do that.
Shut up. It really makes me happy to see Jana played at high level games like this.
I believe this is the 3rd game we've seen her in this tournament.
Second.
2nd? She was played twice in a row.
Was she? I didn't think so.
I'll have to go back and check.
Another Mikhail's Crucible coming out of her, just like the last one. Something interesting about Mobo Boots. Mobo Boots coming out of Jana. Now that's just going to increase her even more. It's just going to increase her already ridiculous movement speed.
Now, Mobo Boots have become a lot more popular now that they did drop the price on them.
However, they did drop the in-combat speed of them. The in-combat speed is almost around, I believe, only 1-tier boots.
Here's they're grouping up mid, looking for something to do. Both top laners are up top.
Very aptly named there.
Yes. Taking a look at the builds now, both teams seem to be fairly even in items. Take a look at the difference in the items from the junglers. Vi, although she did just back and finish buying a Giant's Belt, only has 1 finished item of her jungle item, whereas Wukong has his jungle item and has finished off that Black Cleaver, which the combination of his ult will drop the armor of a lot of the enemy team. Good for team fights.
If he manages to hit at least most of the team, he shreds a whole lot of armor with that, because I believe he can stack up pretty much the whole thing. Got a team fight going on.
Trying to steal Dragon, just can't quite do it. Wukong's ulting in, didn't quite hit anyone off of that. Vel'Koz gets caught out there. There goes the flash. Probably for a lost cause, trying to chase him down. Kiting Shyvana.
Oh, they get a lock on Wukong bot.
Purple team
Shyvana's curling around for that.
Be a 1-for-1 trade, but the dragon does go for 00Buddies. Now Aatrox is putting pressure up top. Wait, see if 00Buddies is going to go back to stop him. Notice how Varus is trying to stop them from recalling. 00Buddies does ping up top to stop him. Ezreal sends up the ult. He's getting lots of damage down on that turret. Now, although Shiroharu is behind, they have done a good job at doing some split pushing on those outer turrets.
And that's funny. There, I don't think the geometry hit John at all, and yet she stopped her back. I think it was more of a scared thing.
It may have been. Buddies is putting pressure down on mid and top, pushing out the lanes again.
Seems like they really do want to take top here. Yeah, Wukong coming into this as
They
well.
are grouping up top. Shiroharu is trying to rotate to meet them. Lots of wave clear on 00Buddies. Quickly pushing up to tower, getting some damage down on the inner turret.
Ezreal has just finished his Sheen, the first part of his Trinity Force. That's really going to increase the power of his Qs.
It appears they're going to meet in the jungle here. Catching up a red buff, flashing out of there. Lots of damage going on Vi. She's instantly melted. Damage going down on Janna. The Ziggs ult finishes her off. That's 3 kills for 00Buddies.
Now that is a 3-for-1 trade going to 00Buddies.
Buddies is taking the advantage of having jungle control by having the turrets down, taking the opposing team's jungle. Shiroharu is grouping to push down that outer mid turret. Gragas ults to separate them. Shyvana comes in, lots of disruption, but they're not
Shyvana's going in,
grouped.
diving into 5 of them. Not exactly sure what the point of that was.
I think they got a little overconfident, not realizing that their team wasn't all together. Janna's flashing in, trying to get some damage off on Varus. Lots of damage going down, but her team's there to save him.
Oh, they
His
all
ult
fixed
comes
up
down
Varus.
to pick him off. Vi ults away to get from Wukong. Trying to chase him down. Ziggs with the slows from over the wall. Out comes the ult. Wukong comes over the wall into base to try to catch Ziggs. Ziggs is getting low. Wukong's chasing deeper into the base. Lots of kiting. Wukong's trying to escape the base now. Might have gone too far there. And they're coming in to get him. He's gonna try to get some damage off before his flash comes off of a cooldown. Gets over the wall.
Seems like 00Buddies just gonna back out now. Well, if they can, that is. Shiroharu is really pushing down mid. They're gonna lose this turret if they don't. If 00Buddies doesn't respond. But if you notice, Shyvana is really going in hard top lane for 00Buddies. Again, she's most certainly going to take that turret unless Shiroharu responds. Yes, the top turret
Lots
is
of damage going
down
on Gragas. Ziggs goes down. Lots of bursts coming out from Wukong and Ezreal. Okaz gets caught out in the jungle, taken down from the Janna ult.
Another red team double kill. Varus get caught out here.
Varus is getting caught.
And he goes down.
The gold advantage is now up to 10,000 gold difference between Shiroharu and 00Buddies.
Trinity Force has been finished on Ezreal.
Another dragon's going down to 00Buddies.
Gragas has finished the Void Staff. Varus, the next item he seems to be going for is the Blade of the Rune King. That's most likely for both Wukong and the Shyvana, who are both getting very tanky.
Both teams just farming up the jungles right now. Everyone really grouping for a fight. Putting down some harass on them.
Swirl had to travel a long way on that one.
Lots of damage coming out from Ezreal and Varus. Varus' barrier goes down.
Oh, and Ezreal picks it up.
Too much lifesteal from Ezreal. Can't quite put any more damage down than he's
Aatrox
healing
is coming around
himself.
to the flank. Oh, but the Janna pushes him away. Didn't keep the heal on, so now we're having an issue.
Quite enough damage coming off from Shiroharu. The ults from Ziggs coming out, trying to pick up a kill. There doesn't quite seem to be enough damage for them to pick up any kills here.
Varus has finished his Blade of the Rune King. So when he starts hammering on that Shyvana and that Wukong, he's going to be doing a little bit more to him. This also gives Varus massively increased lifesteal because he has both that Bloodthirster and the Blade of the Rune King. So as long as he's hitting stuff, he's going to be very hard to take out.
Okaz is getting caught out in the jungle again. Wukong's coming in, but he's low in life. Quickly burst down. Vi can't quite help him there. Ezreal jumping over the wall, getting lots of damage down on Vi.
Ezreal, unfortunately for Shiroharu, Ezreal's kind of at that point where he can pretty much carry a game on his lonesome. Ezreal's one of those champs where if you give him one too many kills, he will just take everything he can get.
That inhibitor will give lane pressure in mid against Shiroharu. 00Buddies can now focus their attention towards Baron, most likely. As you can see, John is heading over that way to ward the jungle.
John is getting caught out here. John's ult's coming up quickly. There it is. Let's see if I can get her out. Ooh. All that moving speed gives John a lot of dodging.
Wukong is going in. Lots of damage by ulting in on Wukong. Can't quite stop him enough. Not enough lifesteal going off from Aatrox. Lots of damage going down. Wukong finally goes down. Zig's ult goes off. Trying to get some damage down, but he takes down Varus with him.
Just the two of them, just the Wukong and the Gragas, they were giving them a lot of trouble. Managed to pick up 3 kills against only the 2 of them.
That was a 5-for-2 trade for 00Buddies. With all 5 of them down, they are going to be going in to push for top inhibitor. Spending a lot of time waiting for minions. It appears Shiroharu has come back up now.
Janna has picked up an ohm record. As we saw the use there, Janna picked up an ohm record. Possible that they were just waiting
Trying
for
to get
that,
a fight on them. But going in one at a time, they're getting lots of damage taken down, waiting for the rest of their team to get there.
Janna's got a lot of damage on her. Oh, she's
Javon is going deep, diving both towers, ulting in, getting 2 kills. Picking up 3 kills for 00Buddies.
Another red team double kill.
They finally stopped 00Buddies there. Sorry.
Oh, Janna gets taken out by a minion. Unfortunate. This does look like game, though.
This will probably be game.
This is game.
Waiting
Doesn't
for
even look
last
like
hits
Bison
on Nexus now. And that is GG. Game 2 goes to 00Buddies over Shiroharu.